See much of. 1. I haven't seen much of Johnny lately. I wonder what has become of him. See anything of. 2. I haven't seen anything of him lately. Take charge of. You won't have to take charge of that. Have a high opinion of. I have a high opinion of the film director. Has a strong liking for. She has a strong liking for cooking. Has a strong fancy for. She has a strong fancy for cooking. Take a liking to. He suddenly took a liking to detective stories. Take a liking for. He suddenly took a liking for detective stories. Take part in. He took part in the athletic meeting. Take delight in. He takes delight in listening to music. Take pleasure in. He takes pleasure in listening to music. Give oneself to. Give oneself up to. In those days, the aristocrats gave themselves up to pleasure and luxury. Take a by surprise. I imagined that my arrival had taken them by surprise. End up with. End up as. End up in. The party ended up with a chorus. Come up to. It did not come up to our expectations. Get away with. While she was out, the thief got away with her jewels. Do away with. They have done away with uniforms at that school. Look back on. Look back upon. Look back to. Sometimes it is pleasant to look back on one's childhood. Settle down to. It takes some time to settle down to work again after a day of rest and enjoyment. Attend to. I have an important business to attend to in my office. Care for. 1. I don't care for wine. 2. I don't care for wealth and fame. Ask after. I asked after my sick friend. Ask for. We asked for the payment of his debt. Inquire after. 1. They came to the hospital to inquire after me. 2. I went to the hospital to inquire after his health. Apply to. The scolding I gave to the other children doesn't apply to you. Enter into. Enter on. 1. The English entered into the tea trade. 2. They entered into a discussion about the issue. Believe in. 1. Do you believe in ghosts? 2. I have never believed in wars. Coincide with. Publication of the article was timed to coincide with the professor's birthday. Do with. 1. What shall I do with her letter? 2. You will just have to do with what you've got. Trifle with. You should not trifle with his feelings. Suffer from. 1. He is suffering from a serious disease. 2. We suffer from a severe water shortage this summer. Go without. It looks as though we shall have to go without a holiday this year. Yield to. He made every effort to avoid yielding to the temptation to start drinking again. See to. 1. The nurses must see to the comfort of their patients. 2. I'll see to it that you have a rise after the first year. Abide by. She will not fail to abide by his promise. Take to. 1. I'm not sure if George will take to this idea. 2. After his father's death, John took to spending his time in bars. Appeal to. 1. The country appealed to Japan for help. 2. Between you and me, John's idea doesn't appeal to me very much. Resort to. The young man must have felt very desperate when he resorted to such a terrible act. Keep to. Once having a plan, you should keep to it. Add to. Add a to be. 1. They added to the enjoyment of my life. 2. What do you have to add to 17 to get 60? Come to one's senses. I was glad to see that he finally came to his senses. Come into being. Come into existence. We do not know when this world came into being. We do not know when this world came into existence. Take hold of. Catch hold of. Get hold of. 1. The boys took hold of the ladder and began to climb. 2. Such people get hold of a chance. Let go of. 1. Don't let go of my hand, or you'll get lost. 2. She had not let go of her son. Search for. You can search for his number in this telephone book. Send for. You must send for the doctor. Account for. Can you account for all the money you spent on your trip? Allow for. Have you allowed for any error in your calculation? Answer 4. Do as I ask you or I won't answer for the result.